What's $4?
And 3 words I never want to hear.
YouTube. 2 words I want to hear, but are you paying for it for me?
No.
Pet insurance. I want pet insurance.
I don't want to hear lemonade pet insurance ever again. That's how I can turn my animal into lemonade.
I want some pet insurance though. Then the vet bills get
You
covered.
get pet insurance yourself. I'm not paying for that. You gotta talk to your husband about that.
My husband can't afford it right now. That's why we don't have it.
And you think I can? I got no job. Where's my money at? Is it up your ass?
That's why you need to get a job and have
I'm
to
not
pay
paying
bills.
you shit.
No, that's why you gotta help pay for the electric and the gas
No.
and the water. That way your pets can have pet insurance.
I don't gotta pay you shit. It's my money. I'll pay you when I turn 18.
You have to pay bills and TD gets pet insurance too.
Okay. I want that.
So it technically benefits you.
I want this. Oh.
Talk about like a history of it. Like I wanted to tell people about the history of art. Yeah. And because back then,
I need to do something like this.
This was like when I was like 12 years old or something. So like 92. Yeah, starting in 92. I think I was still writing it into 95. I think, but I basically felt like I was the only person who liked these movies because like you said, even then, most people just didn't care about black and white movies. Yeah. And I always felt kind of like.
I need to do something like that. I'm gonna make my own book, and it's gonna be about shit I like. Oh my god! I found out what I can do for October. I can review horror movie characters and horror shit. Like horror episodes of TV shows and stuff like that. With you. Yeah, you know what TV show is going to be probably the first one?
What, Friday the 13th
Nope.
or Freddy?
No, it's a TV show.
I don't know then.
It's normally a comedy show.
I don't know still.
The main character is a female of the show.
Roseanne?
Yep. The Halloween episode. Because those are funny. Especially the one when, what the fuck is his name? Who is she married to in the show?
Dan?
Dan. Yeah, when Dan dressed up as Jason and scared her. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Or I could do the Goldbergs. Halloween episode with Freddy.
It's crazy when you think about it. Yeah, I recorded.
I'm going to add it into the Freddy canon.
An actual video thing. Okay. And it's on the site too. You can see it. Monster Madness 1993. Right. It wasn't called Monster Madness. That was like a retroactive title I gave it because it's very appropriate. And it was the same thing. It was just me on camera talking about horror movies. So even though this is that the video where you talk about the Frankenstein's monster and his name? Yeah. And the monster's name? Yeah, but it's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's monster. But you finally got over that. It's like you can't beat him, join him. Well, when I used to talk to you, yeah, when we were in college, around the time.
Yeah, but the movie was called Frankenstein.
But the monster's name's not Frankenstein.
The book was also called Frankenstein. So people just took Frankenstein as its name since Dr. Frankenstein named the monster, Frankenstein didn't name the monster. The monster's name, Frankenstein Monster. So they just used Frankenstein for short, That's why sometimes I say Frankenstein's monster, but to separate it, I use Frankenstein for the monster and Dr. Frankenstein for Dr. Frankenstein, And he had the little helper dude, and I don't remember his name anymore. So it's been forever since I've seen a Universal monster movie. The last one I seen was The Wolfman.
I first met you, you were still at the stage in your life where if somebody said called the monster Frankenstein instead of the monster, you still legitimately got pissed. And in the years since then, you've become okay with it. It's just quicker to say Frankenstein than Frankenstein. Frankenstein's a monster. Yeah. You know how many times I've been asked, "Oh, what is the monster's name then?" Yeah. He doesn't have a name. You know, it's like everybody wants there to be a name. I think that was the problem. If they call him Fred, then it'd be fine. But you know. But
people used to ask that all the time to Leonard Nimoy before he died. They would say, "What's Mr. Spock's first name?"
Oh, Spock's the last.
Yeah, because
see, I didn't even think
Mr.
of that.
Spock. You know, like Mr. Scott was like Montgomery Scott.
Yeah.
What do you know what Spock's first name was?
No.
Leonard Nimoy always said that it was Harold, but he was kidding.
Harold Spock.
Harold Spock.
Just like everybody always needed to know the Mario brothers' first names, Mario and Luigi Mario. Nobody ever wanted to know that.
I remember for Halloween one year when I was in elementary school, there was a kid who had black hair that looked kind of like Spock's hair, and when Halloween time came around,
I thought that was their first name and their last name was something Italian.
And I was an asshole.
No, their last name's Mario. So Mario's name is Mario, and Luigi's name is Luigi Mario. It's canon. It's canon.
Nice.
They're not joking about that.
Ears on, and I came up behind him and I ripped the ears off, just like as a joke, and then I gave it back to him, and he started to cry because apparently the ears took a really long time to put on. I thought that they were just like really quick, like pop them on and off, but yeah, see, don't be an asshole like motherfucker Mike.
You can do tricks, but it's a line. You know, but yeah, no, I can see that. You thought it was just something you pull off.
Yeah. It wasn't meant to be malicious.
Yeah. And talking about the future of Monster Madness, I feel like it's always going to keep going in some form. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going to happen from year to year. We're making it up year to year as we go on. It depends a lot on how much time we have and everything.
Well, wait. So Monster Madness started with these books.
Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah.
And then it went to you would watch Monster Vision was the second step in the equation, was it not?
Well, that was in there too. Like, I mean, going back to TNT's Monster Vision, it's kind of like some kind of resurrection of that. Like, there needs to be some kind of Halloween marathon type thing that involves seeing horror movies or talking about horror movies.
Right. Monster Vision.
Because there's not really
TNT Monster Vision. How did I get into... They have a playlist of the complete series. Okay. I can watch it, that means. Anyways, how I got into horror was from watching reruns of Spenguli, and from watching a tape that had certain Friday the 13th movies. I remember it had part 6.
That were recorded off of the TV because I had to go to bed before they aired.
Mm-hmm. So my Uncle Mike, when we had cable, and before I was born.
So Uncle Mike recorded
my Uncle Mike would record
Jason for me.
Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th movies for my mother to watch. It had part 6, and part 5, part 6, I think part 7, and part 8. Because I remember that had part... I definitely know it had part 6, part 5.
It had Jason Takes Manhattan, whatever part that was.
That's part 8. Yeah, I remember it had part 5, who was teenage Tommy Jarvis. It has the scene where Thomas looks out of the window and he sees Jason
and I only remember it had Jason Takes Manhattan, because that's the one where he's swimming along the ship as a little kid and she sees him at the portal.
Yes, and she's going crazy seeing Jason, and that's when Jason had hair and he never had hair before as a kid. But yeah, those are. But I think it also had part 6 and part 7. No, I don't think. I know it had, because those were... Because I would watch it on repeat, because I wanted to see the part 7 all the time. Part 7, part 8. Back when I was a kid, part 8 was one of my favorites. Nowadays, I kind of don't like it that much because, well, he's on a fucking boat most of the time. But I can see why they didn't have a budget to do Manhattan shit. But I don't get the idea of New York sewers having toxic waste go through it every night at midnight. That ain't realistic. And also, Jason Unmasked, they made him look like a fucking puppet. But also, I watched part 7 because Mom introduced me to Carrie one night when it was on TV. And it was a rerun of Carrie on, the movie on TV it was. And so I wanted to see Jason versus Carrie. And that was the closest thing I could get Jason finding Carrie. It was part 7. I think it's part 7,
The New Beginning?
No, The New Blood.
Or The New Blood?
It's The New Blood. Part 1 was just Friday the 13th. And then there's Friday the 13th 2. Then there's Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Part 4 was the final chapter. Part 5 was The New Beginning. Part 6 was Jason Lives. Part 7 was The New Blood. Part 8 was Jason Takes Manhattan. And that's when they think, and I think they stopped, and then they stopped titling after that. For 1. The 9th one wasn't called number 9. It's called Jason Goes to Hell to Find Friday. Then there's Jason X.
And then there's Freddy versus Jason.
And then the remake. Also, speaking of Freddy vs. Jason, I had that on DVD.
See, I know my Jason more than what you thought, don't I?
Yes. I have to remember which one because, the new something it was. I knew that part 7 was, Jason the new something. Friday the 13th the new something. But then I also watched Freddy vs. Jason over and over. She can tell you that. The Ring. Not The Ring. The Grudge. The first 2 Grudge films.
Oh, do not make that sound. Don't do it, I'll smack you. You know that sound scares the fuck out of me. Stop it now.
And the first 2 Evil Dead movies. That's how I got introduced to sex. Which is from Tree Rape. And Freddy Rape.
Trees have feelings too. They have their own needs. Leave the trees alone.
I'm talking about the Evil Dead trees, goddammit. They are possessed by demons.
They still have feelings and have their own needs. Maybe the demons have needs.
The demons wanted to
The demons have needs.
Also, at this part when the tree stump goes against the girl's ass, into her ass or pussy and everything, But you don't really see what it goes. But that wasn't. The actor didn't know it goes into her pussy. The actor did not know that was going to happen. She knew about the vines wrapping around her and spreading her, and that, but she didn't know about the final part with the fucking branch going. And I find it funny, even though it's not funny. So, as you can see, I grew up on horror. To where... Oh, wait, also, Halloween 4. Those were the first horror and H2O. Because, that's what led me into wanting to watch more of Friday the 13th, Freddy versus, Freddy Krueger, and Halloween. Because I'm like, okay, part 5 is talking about how this Jason guy is dead, Part 6 is like this Jason guy comes back to life. Part 7, he's finally a psychic bitch. Part 8, he's in New York. What the fuck happens before these 4 and what happens after? And then Freddy vs. Jason, he's fighting this dream demon from hell. So what's more about this guy? I didn't fucking until I got into also Gremlins.
Until you got into your mother's movies? And your Mikey's movies?
Until I, just started looking into this shit, I'll find shit like reviewing the shit on YouTube. I'm like, hey, I know that guy. And when I watch Halloween Part 4, like, why is it called The Return of Michael Myers? What happened in number 1, 2, and 3? And then there's H2O, which I only heard was the 7th movie. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on here now? Because apparently in the 4th movie, I watched the first one later on after the 4th one, so I just needed to know what happened in 2 and 3, and then 5, 6 I did at the time. Because I'm like, okay, Wait a minute. Why is Laurie Strode here? She died in the fourth one, so what the fuck's going on? Did she fake me? I didn't understand. What you called it? I didn't understand that franchises could have multiple timelines out of, like franchises out of the superhero genre could have multiple timelines. At the time, I didn't understand that, okay? So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And that's what led me to watching the whole Halloween franchise. And then learning that number 3 didn't have shit to do with it. Because after Halloween 2, John Carpenter wanted to make all the other Halloween movies not about Michael and just be like an anthology series. But since, you had 2 movies about Michael and, about this character, people got mad at the third one. At least when Friday the 13th tried it, the villain in part 5, the killer was still dressed up as Jason, so it still had Jason in it. And Tommy was hallucinating Jason. The only thing about Michael in the third movie was the holiday that Halloween was originally made from, which was introduced in part 2 of the Halloween franchise, and having a commercial play for Halloween 1. And at the end of the part 3, the bad guy makes the good guy watch Halloween 1. Because his plan was, at this time of night on Halloween, I'm going to play my commercial, which then going to activate the chip on the mask that I sell, and it's going to kill every kid in the world. So, yeah. But then again, we're talking about the guy who made the movie The Thing. Not The Thing from Another World. But, yeah, that wasn't made by him. That was made before the John Carpenter movie. And John Carpenter made his movie The Thing as like a recreation of The Thing from Another World or something like that. And then that got his own franchise. Not franchise, but like sequel. Yeah, franchises. The Thing got John Carpenter's The Thing got comic books, video games, and a prequel that had crappy CGI. So yeah. But as you can see, I got me a good farewell horror. I got me American horror, Japanese horror, fucking zombies, cyborgs, demons, creepy children, cursed books.
You better go to your room.
I don't have it in
It's getting late and I'm ready to relax and have quiet before I go to bed.
But and let me explain, with Batman and shit, I knew that there's multiple time. Okay, I'm like, because I grew up on the '60s show. Then with Batman '89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, and The Dark Knight. So there's only one thing in Batman that I was confused about. Now it's the Dark Knight universe kind of because it didn't mention Ra's al Ghul or anything in the second movie, but it mentioned Batman knowing Scarecrow, because Scarecrow had a brief cameo in The Dark Knight. So I didn't know if that was like an off-screen thing, or a reference to the comics, or if they had a movie before that. Speaking of Scarecrow, I just know we're running to Halloween now. Shit, I just realized that. But anyways, Coolio, who was in Batman and Robin as someone called the Robber or something, or the Banker, something like that. I forget what he called in Batman and Robin. But he was supposed to play Scarecrow. I got mad because Coolio didn't play fucking Scarecrow. Come on, man. I wanted Coolio to play Scarecrow. You can ask my mom, in the comment section of the video. You can ask her. Did your son get upset when he found out from this canceled movie that was never made, but people talk about it, that Coolio was supposed to play Scarecrow? And did he
Yes.
have a mental breakdown, but it never happened? Yes. The answer is yes. Also, my mom hate. Oh wait, yeah. But anyways, aside from mainstream horror, there were three things of horror that my mom hates for different reasons. Four actually: The Grudge and The Ring. 5. The Grudge and The Ring, because how similar they are and how creepy they are. The Evil Dead movies, because how gory they are. So she didn't leave my dad around to watch any of these movies. American Horror Stories, the TV show, because same reason, gory as hell, creepy as hell, she says. And Silence of the Lambs, because of Hannibal Lecter
We don't
or
mention that
Devil
movie in
One.
front of me.
What, Mom?
We don't mention the movie that has my mom down the hole 'cause my mom's a stupid fat lady that would get in the
But
strangest
why were you
van.
scared of that movie? Was it because of the other killer? What was his name again?
Buffalo Bill.
Was that why you scared of it?
That kills my mom and
I
keeps
thought
her
you
down
scared
the
because
hole.
of Hannibal Lecter.
No.
Oh, and also Children of the Corn.
I actually just didn't like the gore from Hannibal Lecter eating people. What truly scared me
With Buffalo Bill.
was Mike telling me that Buffalo Bill had your granny down the hole because your granny was the cat lady that would tell the cats, hold on, I'll be there in a minute because she has her food. And be stupid enough to help a stranger put their couch in the van and go all the way in the van. Your granny would be that
Why were
stupid.
you scared of Children of the Corn?
Because the corn taller than me and there could actually be someone hiding that shit to hop out at me and grab me and kill me.
Yeah. Oh, also she was scared of Freddy, but she don't hate him. That was because of the gore.
I just don't like blood and guts. Leave me alone.
And to her, the Evil Dead stuff has too much.
Like I said, I don't like blood and guts.
But she's perfectly fine watching Jigsaw.
But I can watch the true crime movies.
Yeah, she watched the true crime documentary that shows the blood and guts, and it's like this. He was found with his ears cut off, his dick cut off, his balls cut off. His dick was recently given a blowjob before.
I can fall asleep to that. I figured that out from
I
Paul
know.
because Paul would watch it at night and I'd fall asleep to that shit.
Yeah. Okay, I fall asleep to it too, okay, but I watch both crime documentaries and horror. I want to make a horror movie that is also a crime documentary. It's going to be about this killer who's been killing people, but they can't find him. And during the documentary, you see the crimes happen. So it's going to be a mixture of Valentine's Day. No, not Valentine's Day. Of Terror Train. The original Terror Train. Not the current remake shit. Happy Valentine's Day to you, or something like that. It was with the miner dude, you know? The miner with the pickaxe, and about this Valentine's Day party, and what the fuck was that?
No, I don't know.
And Happy New Year. That
Like I
horror
said,
movie.
no, I don't know.
That stuff mixed with a first person view from Halloween.
Your mom doesn't watch horror. You forget that?
I think it's Happy Valentine's Day to you, and it's the 3D one. She has left out on a lot of classic horror. Only horror that I could really get her to watch is the Universal Monster stuff. That's considered straight up horror.
I watched The Shining.
I can get to watch that as well.
I'll watch. I gotta think of the name of it
Anything that
now.
don't have gore, basically. Wait, you hate gore, but you watch.
I'll watch Exorcist.
Yeah, you hate gore, but you watch the one movie that has a whole scene with a fucking giant amount of blood coming out of the goddamn elevator, which is The Shining. Do you hate that scene?
No, it's not coming out of a human body.
Okay.
It's the blood coming out of the human body. That's why
Note
your
to
mother couldn't be a
self,
veterinarian.
Write a horror movie that has gushes of blood coming out of people's bodies every time they die.
Oh yeah, he's writing a movie that his mom would never watch.
Like an insanely amount of blood that no human would be able to have.
His mom would never watch it, definitely then.
And then make it all turn out to be just one giant stage show at the end, so none of the kills actually happen.
His mom won't know that because his mom would never watch it to begin with to find that out.
And if you don't know where I got the ending from, that was from April's Fool, the horror movie April Fools. Well, yes, it's a horror movie, and it's called April Fools. It's on April Fool's Day, and none of the kills happen. Aside from at least one kill. Probably because this girl thinks it hurt, but one of her friends killed her other friend, so I think the girl kills her. Kills the girl who she think, killed the people. But yeah, I don't remember how that movie went. I only seen it once on reruns. But I learned mainly from watching reruns of Spenguli, Universal Monster movies, and Evil Dead, Grudge, Halloween, and A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. Hell, I didn't watch a full Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie until my grandpa's friend gave us a DVD player and some movies to watch. So, and it was one of the remake movies. It was the prequel to the remake, to the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. And Evil Bong. I'm not kidding. I'm like, how old was I when we were camping at the pool?
You'd have to be about 4.5 because I was pregnant with your brother.
No, not then. The other time when we went camping, Ma. And I told you, my granny told me not to go in the deep end. This is when TJ gave us the DVD player. And they had that shit.
You probably would have been about 9.
Yeah, 9 years old. I'm watching Evil Bong. A movie about a bong that kills people. And it's not even really a bong. And no, fuck it, it's not a bong, it's a hookah. Because it's not like, when you put it in your mouth, no, it has the hose that you put, like a hookah, It's not a bong, it's a hookah, but it's called Evil Bong. Because, it's close enough, kinda, Evil hookah don't sound